Hey everybody, welcome to today's live tennis lesson. We're going to go through the top. Ooh. All right, hopefully now you can hear me. I don't think you could hear me before. Let me make sure you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me now. That's smooth. That's how you start a live stream, by not having your sound on. But anyway, today we're going to go through the top 10 doubles lessons or tips that will instantly make you a better player. Okay, so we're going to get right into this. If you join us and are watching, let me know where you're from, and look forward to helping you with your tennis game today. So the number one tip I can give you, if you want to get really good at doubles, because doubles, so much of doubles is about hands, having good hands, being good around the net, being good around the midcourt, is make best friends with the wall. All right, so I'm about to show you a cool little video of Roger Federer volleying here that kind of went viral. And we're going to go through some of the great habits he has just based off watching a simple video. But I remember growing up as a kid, let me know if you remember, always on the wall, falling in love with the wall, working a lot on my volley on the wall, okay? And it will also help you with like short back swings as well, because that ball is coming back fast. So even if you're practicing your ground strokes, it teaches you to have short, compact swings, which you need in doubles. Well, let's watch Roger Federer right here as he's volleying. Look at that. Look how close he is to the wall. This went viral. A lot of even pros were in awe of this and tried it. I remember Serena Williams tried it. She didn't do it near as good as Roger. No one did it as good as Roger. Look at that. Okay, so this looks really simple, but it's actually really tough, because the art in this is in the feel of your hand and your shoulder, a little bit of hip, not too much hip, but basically hand and shoulder here, and keeping the racket head quiet. Another thing too is look how he's leading with the bottom edge. Okay, so he's leading with the bottom edge, which a lot of club players, when they volley, actually volley like this. So that would have the ball, go down. He's got it like this, boom, 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 boom. All right. So thank you so much, Arthur. I see joining from St. Louis. Thanks for being here. All right. So anyway, that's tip number one on my top 10 list, is learning how to fall in love with the wall, really working on your volleys. There's another amazing video. Look it up with Car Black going. So this is going to keep you from swinging too much on your volley too. Most people, they break their wrist and then the ball would be gone. Notice Roger's never breaking his wrist as he's getting that thing going. Okay, tip number two, and we'll see if we can find a good video. I'm doing this live, so it's kind of on the spot, but we're going to see if we can find a good video of a pro point where learning how to move without the ball. So tip number two, if you want to instantly be a good doubles player, you have to learn to move without the ball. Too many people, when the points get going, don't move well without the ball. All right, so here we go. We'll go doubles highlight points. Doubles highlight tennis. All right, we'll find a good point. Oh, this is good. All right, so that's Leander Page just said a return. Watch both the players, everybody, all four. They're constantly moving. Look how she's always backing up her partner. Okay, right there. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Now look how they both know instantly we're back on defense. So they're both moving back, and then the winner's hit. But even though that winner was hit, notice how they are always understanding instantly if they're on offense, defense, or neutral. Look how often that they're switching. She knows right away, okay, he's moved over, now I got to be over here. He's in trouble, now I got to move back. It would have been better, they would have had even more of a chance if they would move back even further. But, I mean, it ended with a good shot. But you can see how they're not just standing there. And what I see at club doubles is when your partner's hitting a shot, you typically just, you're taught not to look back. Don't dare look back at what's happening. I think you can look back a little bit. You got to do it at the right time. That tip is there because a lot of club doubles players, they look back at the wrong time, then they look forward and the ball's in their face. But you have to understand when you have time to look back, it's going to kind of help you see even more clearly if your partner is on offense, defense, or neutral and where you need to move. Always be thinking about that. Whether you're hitting a ball or your partner's hitting a ball or the other side's hitting a ball, are you on offense, defense, or neutral? And start moving into that part of the court, all right? Obviously, if you're on offense, then you're at the net, right? That's ultimate offense. They realize, okay, we just gave up offense, now we're on defense. We got to move back, and they didn't get to move back far enough. So that's tip number 2 is learn how to move without the tennis ball. Okay, I'm going to stop this so it's not distracting you guys. All right, tip number 3, I'm not going to use any visual graphic for this other than my racket, is learn how to have an awesome defensive lob. Develop an amazing defensive lob. Don't even worry about developing an offensive lob, right? That's nice to have. It's not a need to have in doubles. But a nice defensive lob is a need to have. And it's basically a volley and elevating your shoulder here. So elevate your shoulder and lob the ball and get really good at that. And all you have to do is get your lob past the service. Get your lob past. So imagine you're both at the baseline here and this person's at the net. You just got to get it over their head past the service line for it to be a good lob. Okay? That's all you need. You don't need anything special. Get it up there, make your opponent hit overheads, and that leads us to the next tip is if you want to become an instantly better doubles player, a better doubles partner, learn how to put your overheads away and learn how to not miss overheads that you can't put away. That's might be even more important. So improve your overhead and also improve your decision-making on overhead. So what I've been telling people, if we take a look again at the service line, you have an overhead service line in, sure, crack it. You start to move behind the service line, I want you to start to think about actually just bumping the ball back in because too many club players are still hitting overheads behind the service line. They've got 1 foot off the ground. They don't have great balance and they're swinging off balance and they're missing a ton of overheads. I would say when you get behind the service line, if you're a 3-5 tennis player, my experience is you get behind the service line and you have to lift up a leg and you swing with a lot of racket head speed, you're making less than 50% of those overheads. I do clinics all the time. By the way, if you are watching this and you're like, I like this stuff, I would like to maybe train with this guy who I'm watching here, you can send me an email to crunchtimecoaching@gmail.com and you can ask me about one-on-one training or a lot of my adult tennis camps. I basically specialize in teaching adults. So that's the next tip is learn how to put overheads away. And then even more important than that, learn how to not miss overheads. All right, you will win so many more matches. All right, the next thing I want to show you is number 5 is learn how to develop a double hop split step at the net. Okay, a double hop split step at the net. Let me put these banners away and go to comments. If you have any questions, make sure to write your questions while we're live. I can answer them. Okay, so going to, let's see, Sinner and Alcaraz. I recently made a video on their volley, Sinner and Alcaraz volley. Let's go there. There it is. That's my video. So watch how they're doing a double hop in between. Double hop. hop, 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 okay? So you want to do that when you've gotten into an area of the court I call pole position. They're both in pole position already. As you're transitioning to the net, you're not going to double hop in between your volleys. But as you're in the service box and you're waiting for your opponent to hit the ball, don't just stand there. That's going to make your reflexes very slow. A lot of people just stand there. Learn how to do a double hop volley. Double hop volley. Again, watch it one more time before we go to our next point. Let me just, that's me talking about it. Double hop volley. Double hop volley. Do you see them both doing the same thing? Hop, hop, volley. Okay? If you're like, I can't do that, I have bad knees, I'm too old, then at least do what I call, if you can't do a double hop, do a double knee bob. So just kind of flex your knees 2 times, okay? Get your knees to go down 2 times, and then volley. Knee, volley, okay? Just like a little bend down. So you're in athletic position, and you can come up and explode to the ball a little bit. If your legs are just still like sticks, you're not going to make a lot of volleys. You're going to miss a lot of volleys that you're going, how am I missing these volleys? Okay, next thing we're going to go through, let me just see how many points I've given you guys so far. So that was point number 5. So far, if you're just joining us, the top 10 list to quickly become a better doubles player is number 1, make friends with the wall. Number 2, start learning how to move without the ball. Number 3, improve your defensive lob. Number 4, improve your overhead. Number 5 is develop a double hop split step. Number 6 is I want you to figure out quickly on the court. This is important. Figure out quickly in a match where the weak links are, okay? What are weak links? Weak links could be, okay, who's the weak player on the other side of the court? Another weak link could be, okay, that's the best player over there, but what shot are they not good at? Whether it's a backhand return, or they're not as good at the net as they are at the baseline, or their second serve is weak. Okay, so it's just not as simple as figuring out, okay, that's the weak player, that's the strong player. Like, really start to figure out what all the weak links are at the court. When does the court open up in the middle? What are you guys doing as a team that opens up the court and leaves weak spots on the court on their side? Does the middle open up? Are they not good at running forward? Is that a weak link to where they can't get to a drop shot? They can't get back to a lob? Where are the weak links on the court? And then, yes, analyzing your partner, not judging them, but just figuring out, okay, they're really good at the serve. They're not so great at a backhand volley. Like, figuring out that. What are your weak links? So knowing all the weak links on a court, and then that takes us to our next point. Once you figure out the weak links, then the art becomes, in number 7, is creating a comfortable dialogue with your partner. So if you're somebody who is watching a lot of these videos, you might be tempted to go, oh, I know doubles like the back of my hand. I'm so smart. I've been taking lessons. I watch online instruction. My partner has no clue about any of this. I need to really educate them when I'm out there in the court with them, and lead by kind of telling them, and kind of being almost like their teacher. Like, they're not going to want to play doubles with you. Okay, just because you know more doesn't mean that you are a doubles partner that people want to play with. As you've probably heard before in your life, no one really likes a know-it-all. So one of the things I like to tell people, if you're going to communicate with your doubles partner, which I absolutely want you to do, make sure you ask a lot of questions. Sometimes kind of play dumb. Like, even if you know all the weaknesses over there, ask them first, like, hey, do you notice, like, who do you think is the weaker player? You warmed up, like, how's your player? Like, trying to think, what do they do well? What do they not do well? The more you let them lead, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, well, I noticed, that they're not the guy I was hitting with, or the lady I was hitting with, she wasn't very good at blank, So now you can start to have open dialogue and conversation with each other. Hey, where do you like to serve? Asking a bunch of questions. you can't go wrong by asking questions. When you're telling somebody what to do all the time, it can go south quick. Hey, stand here, I'm gonna go there, and then you do that. Like, people don't like that. And now they feel a bunch of pressure to execute, right? Because they want to not let you down as a partner. And then what are they ultimately probably going to do? Let you down as a partner because they just feel so tense that, you're directing everything at them. So learn how to be an effective communicator by creating comfortable dialogue on a doubles court. That is huge. Okay. Number 8. Oh, I wish I could find this point. But it's, don't go short to short at the wrong time. Okay, this is huge. So many players. Let's see if we can find some doubles points, and we'll just see if it happens. But it happens all the time at club doubles because you've been taught to go short to short. And when there's 2 people at the net, attack the short person. That's a good tip. But if you're doing that just out of habit, like we're both at the net, short to short, end the point, and then you don't put the ball away, if it's at their waist, right? If you just don't have a good look to really do major damage to the short person, if they're able to get a good shot back, now all of a sudden you and your partner, are staying there with egg on your face. That happens a lot. So make sure that you only go short to short when you feel like you're able to really end that point. In fact, I'll bring out the board and I'll show you when not to go short to short and then some good opportunities to go short to short, because people just think they're at the net, they should go short to short. And I see all kinds of mistakes happen. So I'm going to bring out the tennis board here. Whoops, sorry. Turn this around. Let me know if you guys are liking these live streams. It's a new thing I'm kind of doing, I've done a ton of live streams throughout the years, but I'm trying to be actually consistent and get at least 3 up a week. And you can see the reason why I don't particularly like doing them, because when you're live, lots of things don't go smoothly like you want. Okay, let's see if I can erase. Now it's doing the same thing it did yesterday. So let me go back to another board, because that one's embarrassing me. Let's see if this board will erase. Oh, this board's clear. Oh my God, that's great. Okay, all right. So as I was saying, when to go short to short and when not to go short to short. So let's set up the court. Let's say you and your partner are at the net. So here you are, and here's your partner, and here's one back and one up. So we're thinking we want to go at the short person, right? That's we got to get it at them as soon as possible. Be more patient in your patterns, all right? So when would be a bad time to go short to short? And it's probably one of the things that looks so tempting. It's when you get a nice ball out here. Your partner gets a nice ball out here. It's very tempting to then go across and try and nail it at the net person. Well, if they leave and don't put the ball away and they go short to short, now this lots of times, and this is going to happen so fast, this leaves the gap open right through there. So if the ball is not put away, this opens that up, and then they end up paying a winner through you. Or you're a good partner and you move there, you to kind of follow along because your partner's out here. They go short to short. Now this is wide open. So you got to be really careful with that one. Okay. Another time that's not a good time to go short to short is, especially for a righty, lots of times right here, in here is a backhand volley. And if it's hit at your waist or lower with some pace, it's really tough to do anything with that ball at the short to short. And I see that all the time. And then again, they end up just hitting it right there and you lose the point. So when you're getting this, and work on this too, because this doesn't come natural, but it's much easier once you get it. It's a much better strategy play, is as it comes into your backhand here, just take it right back. Okay, just take it right back and volley right back and live to hit another shot. Don't take it short to short. All right. Now, when is a good time to go short to short? Well, when the ball's a little slower and higher and coming to your forehand and you can take a nice comfortable step in, now that's a great time to go short to short. Okay. Another great time to go short to short is when your partner gets a weaker ball, you know, somewhere here through the middle. Maybe you just hit it at them and now they popped it back and it's right there. Well, then go short to short again. Or this person, the baseliner, hit a weak ball to the forehand, short to short, right? So these are the two best opportunities when to go short to short, is when you have a high forehand volley here that you can move to, or you have a high forehand volley here that you can move to. Two great times. Any other time, you got to really think about going short to short. Another mistake I see, the final mistake I see, short to short, is when the ball is hit out here and you got to stretch a little bit. Again, if you don't put that ball away, boom, they're coming right through there. So the right play sometimes on that is, can you hit it and avoid that net person and get it back to the baseline and then reestablish your position? Or sometimes you can't do that because they're in the way. Actually move out here and kind of dink it at their feet. Don't try and put it away. Kind of hit it like softly at their feet. Make it like an awkward little shot. And then if you have really good control, you can also put it away in the alley there. But to go short to short could be dangerous as you're moving out wide to that ball. So that is our next tip, which is, you know, don't go short to short too soon. That's a killer. That makes you lose a lot of points. Okay, number 9. We're already up to number 9. Number 9 is master midcourt and pole position. One thing I've been telling all my students lately when I run a doubles camp is, let's say, you know, you're on this area of the court and you're getting your approach shot, and then you got your opponents here and your partner here. I'm telling everybody, be great from here to here. Like this area of the court, master your no man's land approach shots and your pole position volleys. Focus your most amount of time on that. So many people, when they go to the practice court, even though they mostly play doubles, they spend most of their time, when they have actual time to just practice, rallying cross court, you know, working on their Carlos Alcaraz style forehand, their topspin backhand, some serves. They rarely spend the majority of their practice just in this area of the court. Okay? You want to know who spends a lot of time in that area of the court? Brent Abel, 21-time gold ball winner. He's been winning gold balls since he's been about 35 years old. And he practices in there all the time. That's where all the action is, guys. That's where you want to master. So master this area of the court, and then to master that area of the court, guess what you should be a master at? Your continental grip. Too many club players between 3-0 and 4-0 are just decent at their continental grip. Some people don't even have continental grip volleys. Other people hold the volley and they have the right grip, the continental grip, but they're not masters at the continental grip. Becoming master at the continental grip, and you will start to master doubles matches, okay? I promise you. All right, last tip. Hopefully you guys can hear all this. I'm always wondering, is the sound working? All right, number 10. This is important. This is big. Master 3 types of volleys. There's 3 types of volleys, and we just make volley instruction too vanilla. Okay, we just give you the basic tips. Have a continental grip. Stick your racket out. Don't move your racket. Don't break your wrist. All of that is very good. Those are all great tips. but there's 3 types of volleys. I learned this from Brett Hobden, an awesome instructor, and he made a USPTA video a while back, and he talked about there's 3 types of volleys. Winning the collision, which basically means you're adding power to the volley. Meeting the collision, which means the ball is coming back super fast at you, so you should just block it. Usually you're closer to the net as well. And then losing the collision, which would be more of a touch volley. Okay, so you want to master those 3 types of volleys, and that's important. If you haven't mastered those types of volleys, you want to learn the art of the volley. I actually was coached by an Australian coach, and they love to teach the volley. So I love to teach the volley as well. So obviously in this space, I can't give you a great volley instruction lesson. But if you wanted to, take some volley lessons with me, either virtually, right? I do virtual coaching, or if you wanted to come train with me one-on-one and really get your volley right, or if you wanted to come to one of my camps, then look at that email address there and email me if you happen to be watching this. Go, I want to learn how to volley like that. I want the 3 types of volleys. I play a lot of doubles, and I know my volley can get better. So anyway, there you go, guys. That's my top 10 list for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully the sound worked. I think I started out not so good, but I think we came on strong. Let me know what you guys think. Give this video a like. We'll see you on the next video.